was right into the deep end of us taking all our clothes off and being like, "Hey, nice to meet you," which was insane.
Great. Well, to start with, Greg, how did you come up with the idea for this film?
Nice.
What? This script came to me originally 12 years ago, I guess now, like 2014-ish. It was a spec script, and it was kind of a very different movie. It was sort of pitched as sort of a comic 50 Shades of Grey. And I kind of like got attached to direct it and then was sort of developing it a bit. And there was a point at which in like 2015 it was kind of happening. And then it fell apart as movies do. But in this sort of span of this 12 years, the story and the movie itself have really evolved and changed a lot. The original plot had a female intern and a male boss, and sort of after Me Too, I kind of said, I don't really know if I want to watch a woman be dragged around by the hair, even in a consensual relationship. So I flipped the sex roles, and then the story just kept kind of developing, like the whole kind of Sunset Boulevard, body in the pool. There's a thing of like, the movie has a little bit of that kind of weird, kind of campy film noir aspect that is part of those Almodovar movies from the 80s and 90s that I love, something like Law of Desire and Matador and Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. They all have that kind of weird tone where there's this crazy like dark stuff, and then like so that that sort of came in, filtered into the script. But then the biggest thing was really a few years ago, I started reading these articles that are actually referred to in the movie about Gen Z, and they don't have sex anymore, and they, and they don't have relationships, and they don't have boyfriends and girlfriends, and it sort of became kind of the major theme of the movie. And also, a lot of the things that Olivia says in the movie are almost, she's like my mouthpiece, sort of going, what's going on with your generation? Why aren't you hooking up? Like, you're young and you're beautiful, and the times now, like, live your life. And then Cooper's character, Elliot, is sort of the foil to that, the sort of voice of Gen Z going, well, we've grown up in a different environment, and like, the difficulty in communication. So it was really sort of ideal in a way, because if I'd made this movie 10 years ago, it would have been a completely different movie, and honestly, I don't think as cool a movie or as topical a movie or as it is today. I mean, it really, like fine wine, just aged perfectly, and now like 2026 is like, now is the time.
Yeah.
I think in your remarks at the premiere, you were saying that on the first day you were doing like some really hardcore scenes.
Day one or day two?
What was that like to like jump into the deep end like that?
I think that like before you start shooting it, it's like probably a bit, it's a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm kind of happy we got it out of the way.
Yeah.
Like all of the sex stuff was the first week, because it was at the mansion, which was also like, the dead. Oh, am I allowed to say things about the? There's just
body in the pool.
Yeah, body in the pool. There's there's just like a lot of things that like, and it was kind of like you kind of hit a rhythm with it a little bit. Like the first 2 days were like terrifying, and then you like kind of just go like, oh, okay, like I gotta get into this outfit today. All right, I gotta get into this, and you kind of just like let you start to, stop thinking about it as much, which is nice.
Did you have the same experience, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, I had never met Cooper or Olivia, so it was right into the deep end of us taking all our clothes off and being like, hey, nice to meet you. Which was insane. But honestly, it gives you no time to be in your head about it. And then it's like, okay, now I know where I've taken it to, and now I have the rest of the shoot to like pace it out, how we get to that emotional climax. And physical climax.
Physical climax. Yes, dude. Killing it.
Mason, your character is so funny. He's got so much confidence. And how did you find him, and how did you kind of create this character?
It's funny because I've had to engage with listening to the experience of filming the movie before I got there, because I think they were about 2 weeks in before
Yeah,
I
you started late.
made it.
You were doing another movie.
And and I
Yeah, 'cause
obviously
we were in like a tight window
Oh,
because you had another movie
What?
that you like. So you came late, and then Chase had to go like right after that.
Right
for
after.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. So it was literally like, okay, you got this much time.
Right.
And it was like,
Just to squeeze everything in.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. Which is not, like I feel like getting to engage with. For example, I just met Chase
Yeah,
for
we
the first
just met
time like a couple
yesterday.
days ago, but to get to engage with her performance from like an authentic audience reaction, you get to see things that like on set otherwise I would have thought about, like how Zap fits into the, zeitgeist of personalities that Greg creates, and having that removed from my understanding of them as people was actually very liberating. It meant that when I would say salacious, off the wall shit, I didn't have to think about how it would, mesh with the rest of the film. I just got to trust Greg in finding that tone and that balance. Other than that, it was rad to be surprised in seeing Zap's place in it in tandem with the other performances that were also off the wall.
So you began this project, Greg, sort of trying to figure out why Gen Z has a different relationship with sex to other generations. I wonder, did you guys have discussions about that on set, and did you reach any conclusions?
Cooper's a virgin.
This is like this. This is like my generation that we're talking about.
Right, yeah.
This is psychotic.
It was really. I kind of asked him about the virginal experience. And
Yeah.
It kind of
How is it to be a virgin?
see the world through a virgin's eyes.
asked
Hard
him,
for me.
It's funny because that's it is such a painting by broad strokes concept that someone would create an article about Gen Z just not having sex, but in relation to whether or not they want to see it on screen, I feel like it's just about authenticity and seeing something that is emblematic of how they experience sexuality. And for the longest time, I think the portrayal of it was, as it was stated in maybe interviews before, was like hot and heavy, as if it has to be this climax of passionate catharsis, when sex in real life more often than not has those moments of awkward relatability and commonality that coincides with tension in a way that feels hopefully communally enjoyable, as long as everyone's looking out for each other.
Yeah.
No.
There's not like an answer that you can come to.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
there's not like it's not like there's you just gotta go out and try to find people, like it's like there's not like you just gotta kind of go and like flirt and go put
Yeah,
yourself out
and
there.
you
I
might
don't
get
know, and that's what this
really
movie's kind of
hurt.
about.
Yeah.
Is like someone kind of guiding you through. I think the thing about like my generation is the fact that I think we do want to be kind of like. I'm actually not gonna make a grand gesture.
no, make
I'm
it.
not gonna do that. No, because that's just so
No,
annoying to do.
I think it's true that like I mean, as Greg has described this movie, it's like hopefully this will kind of give exposure therapy to Gen Z
Yeah.
about like sexual experiences and inspire them to go out there. And I think part of like Cooper's whole journey and like in Apple's journey too is like there's these two kids who like kind of go out and get into trouble and live on the edge, and it's like not without its pain and suffering,
yeah,
and like,
yeah.
but all that is like part of the
But you grow.
spectrum
You
of
grow.
life.
And
You
what
grow.
I love,
It's all worth it.
It's all worth it.
It's a little bit.
I wanna-
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain.
I love that
Pain is
Greg
beauty.
also had the duality, like it could be whitewashed into the idea that like, oh, if you're vulnerable, if you go out and have these experiences, everything will work out for you. But you actually see in Apple and in Elliot the price we pay for vulnerability, and how a lot of times when you put yourself out there, there is a heartache that comes with it, but it's worth it for that, goal of enlightenment.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's so real. Go have sex though.
Yeah.
Go,
go
boom.
out
Yeah, it's just really this idea that, kids like not having relationships, not falling in. You got to fall in love. You got to get your heart broken. You got to go through all. It's pain, suffering, confusion, all of it. It's such an important part of growing up, and it was literally like, for my generation, just everything. You know what I mean? Like that was what it was all about. It wasn't, there wasn't like technology. There wasn't fucking TikTok. There wasn't. It was just like, yeah, let's go to a fucking party and meet somebody and like look for. You're always like looking around. That search for, sex or connection or whatever you're looking for. it was everything. There wasn't all of this other stuff that's like, I'm just not leaving my room. you know?
Yeah.
We did hear that someone sitting in the audience last night had sex with their seatmate. So the movie's doing its job.
I don't know if it was sex. I heard like hook up, make out. I don't know.
They're gonna get married.
That's awesome. They are gonna get
They're
married.
getting married today.
I saw a tweet last night that said that. So,
That's awesome.
I made out with the
Shout
guy
out.
sitting next to me.
Shout out.
Go Birds.
I was reading that this is the first time you've worked with an intimacy coordinator.
It's not the first time. It's the first movie.
First movie.
Canceled.
Because I actually worked with
Yehuda.
Yehuda's
called
awesome.
intimacy coordinator. I did the episodic show American Gigolo, and he was on that show, and he's like, "Oh, I'm such a big fan." Da, da, da. And so he was awesome and great to work with. So when we did this, we called him in, and it was great because he really helped, with the level of comfort, and he did all these kind of exercises with the cast where they sort of got in their own body and sort of comfortable with each other, and it was great. It's like a really, I've been doing sex scenes in my movies like forever, and I'm super used to it, and I know it's so important that the set feels safe, that it's obviously closed, and that the actors are as protected as they can be, but having that extra person there who that's their job is terrific. Yehuda's great, but I've heard there's bad ones too that make it more awkward and more terrible. So it's like a DP or anybody. You got to pick the right guy or girl.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
neither.
No.
Whatever.
Cover all bases.
Yeah. The right person.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I wonder if there was a particular prop or piece of art that was a favorite for people.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Are you,
What could it have been?
trying to get me to say the word dildo into camera?
Yeah, that's a leading question.
I'll say there was a most hated prop because you guys were like chewing gum for
What was
like,
our most hated?
Oh,
Yeah, the gum was
the,
awful.
like
The gum
14
was
hours of
awful.
chewing gum, and the smell of it, and I can only
well,
imagine
because
the taste of
what
it.
you don't know is whatever the chemical that makes gum like lasting of its flavor like singes your taste buds after a while. So
Yeah.
It was
everything you would have would taste like bubble gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff.
It was sugar free though, which was huge.
Too sweet and the spike aren't.
Yeah.
The dildo was great too.
The dildo was
Dildo was
rad.
great.
A lot of the art pieces
I don't
are
steal a
super
lot
dope.
of stuff from set, but I did.
I did. Did you steal that shit?
I stole it and gave it to Cooper. So-
Yeah.
I didn't.
I feel like I obviously like I think me and Apple's apartment is like my favorite kind of like.
It is a cool
That I like that set and I like all the shit there.
Yeah, there was a lot of good deals.
Well, this is sponsored by Audible, and I wonder, are there any podcasts or audiobooks that you all have listened to recently that you would recommend?
Wait, can I pull out my phone because I actually
Yeah,
do
of
have
course.
one.
Ah.
Hold on.
I mean, I love Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. It's just great. I listen to that on Audible. I use Audible all the time.
Wait.
I did not know this was sponsored by Audible. Hey,
20.
trying to
Wow.
work.
Awesome.
That's great.
Oh,
I like Good Hang with Amy Poehler. Always
Oh.
makes me laugh.
Oh yeah, didn't that just win Best Podcast?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Good
Have you
taste.
been on
Globe.
it?
What?
Have you been on it?
No.
Dude, what the hell?
That
Amy,
should be next. Amy,
get
come
on it.
on.
Maybe
Chase is
promote
good.
this.
I'm literally like old, so I don't even know that.
It's great.
Look like,
People are literally like,
what are you talking
Asian
about?
don't
I
raise
listen to this
it.
podcast. I'm
Where
like, what's a
is
podcast?
this?
Like literally,
You know what a
You got
podcast
it. You got it. You got it. You got it.
I listen
You
to.
were 32 tops.
I listen to music all the time. That's why I don't.
Okay. Oh, so you don't need podcasts.
I just listen to music all the time.
Oh
Music person.
God, guys, this might not
Come
happen.
on,
I know this
Cooper.
might not happen.
They should start releasing like scripts on Audible.
Yeah, they should.
That'd kind of be fun. Like this script, you read it so easily. Like
it's
I
a
read this script in like an hour and 15 minutes because I just tore through it.
That is so fast.
I don't
Well,
know.
You read that in an hour and 15 minutes?
Kinda.
Damn.
It'd be fun to do that.
Yeah, no, I do the finger. I do the. Why is that?
Come on, man.
Guys, this is super
We're
rough.
stalling.
I don't know.
Cooper
I
doesn't
know, but
read.
you guys are
Come
doing
on,
a hell
Cooper
of a
doesn't
job.
read.
It's
Like-
basically like I don't know what the name is, and I don't know the woman that.
Okay, so it's a podcast.
So I don't.
there's a
But it's a
woman,
podcast
okay,
basically
I've been there.
about your 20s. It's literally about like how hard your 20s
Oh,
are,
shoot,
and
yeah.
that like you're told it's the best years of your life, and then you get there and you're kind of like, holy shit, what the fuck am I doing?
Trust
and
me.
it's a lot of what this
No,
movie's
trust
about.
me. It's
I
like
feel
that's the thing. It's like Like when
that's
you're in
the
your
podcast,
20s,
you'll
you're
find
literally
it.
like, who the fuck am I? What's happening? Like, you're so miserable because I was miserable throughout my 20s. That's why my early movies are so like angst-ridden, like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself. And it's like, but then you look back, you turn 40, you turn 50, whatever, and you look back like, what the fuck?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like
It's
you'll never look better.
Yeah.
You'll never feel better. You know what I mean? It's
No.
like it's like
Yeah.
but you can only appreciate it
After you
Right,
go through it. Yeah.
and
But
that's why I'm encouraging
That's the beauty
kids
of it.
with this movie.
Yeah.
Just do it now. Trust me, I'm old. You got to do it while you can.
I think that's a good note to end on. Thank you so much.